Hello, and welcome to the podcast on lead-acid batteries by Ramesh Natarajan. With industry experience of over 42 years, Ramesh helps battery and battery-related industries with technical inputs and provides solutions to typical problems faced by manufacturers, service personnel, as well as users of batteries and related equipments. Hope you find this podcast useful to your business. Do visit www.rameshnatarajan.in to stay connected.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Batteries Demystified, the podcast where we simplify battery technology, manufacturing practices, and the lessons that help us build better batteries. Let me begin with a simple question. Have you ever heard someone on the shop floor say, "I have been doing this for 20 years, I know a better way"? Or perhaps, "Nothing will happen if I skip this one small step"? If you have worked in manufacturing, I am sure you have heard these. Now let me ask you another question. How many quality problems, warranty claims, or customer complaints actually begin with just one small deviation from an approved process? Quite a few, perhaps more than we realize. Today we are going to talk about something that doesn't get the attention it deserves but plays a vital role in product quality, safety, productivity, customer satisfaction, and ultimately profitability. I am referring to standard operating procedures, or most popularly known as SOPs. Many employees see SOPs as documents they sign during induction and then conveniently forget. But are SOPs merely rule books? Or are they actually the blueprints for manufacturing excellence? Let us explore. What exactly is an SOP? It's a standard operating procedure and is much more than a written instruction. It is a documented method of carrying out a process in the approved and validated manner. An SOP represents years of practical experience, engineering knowledge, quality requirements, safety practices, customer expectations, and perhaps most importantly, lessons learned from previous mistakes. Every step mentioned in an SOP exists for a reason. Sometimes that reason may not be obvious, but chances are someone somewhere has already paid the price for ignoring that very step. Now, why do people ignore SOPs? In my experience of over 4 decades in the battery industry, one reason stands out above all others. That is overconfidence. Ironically, this is often seen among the most experienced employees. After spending years on the shop floor, they begin believing, "I know this process by heart. I have done this thousands of times. Nothing will happen if I make a small change." And that is where the trouble begins. One shortcut today, a slight adjustment tomorrow, skipping one inspection the following week. Gradually, the actual process starts drifting away from the approved SOP. What is worrying is that these changes rarely produce immediate problems. Everything appears normal until one day rejection levels rise, battery performance drops, warranty claims increase, or worse still, a serious safety incident occurs. Let us understand next, why are SOP deviations so dangerous? Manufacturing is like a chain. Every process influences the next one. In the lead acid battery industry, something as simple as changing paste consistency, curing conditions, acid filling procedures, formation parameters, or even inspection methods can affect several downstream operations. The immediate impact may not even be visible, but eventually those seemingly harmless changes can result in lower battery capacity, reduced cycle life, higher rejection rates, increased warranty claims, safety hazards, higher manufacturing costs, and loss of customer confidence. And the unfortunate part, the operator may never realize that the root cause was a tiny deviation introduced weeks or even months earlier. Let us now try to understand. So, why are SOPs bypassed? There isn't just one reason. Usually, it's a combination of factors: production pressure, the temptation to save a few minutes, overconfidence, inadequate supervision, lack of refresher training, or simply the belief that experience is superior to documented procedures. But here is something I've learned over the years. Experience is invaluable, but only when combined with discipline. Without discipline, experience can sometimes become a liability rather than an asset. We now need to learn how can organizations improve SOP compliance. Simply issuing SOPs is not enough. They have to become part of the organization's culture. Let me share a few practical ideas. Make SOP training interactive. Don't just read the document aloud. Ask employees to explain each step in their own words. Ask them why that particular step exists. When people understand the purpose behind a procedure, compliance improves naturally. The second point is conduct random knowledge checks. Supervisors can occasionally ask operators to explain the next process before work begins. This simple exercise reinforces understanding and identifies knowledge gaps before they become quality issues. The third point is recognize disciplined employees. We often notice people who make mistakes, but how often do we appreciate those who quietly follow procedures every single day? Recognizing good compliance sends a powerful message across the organization. Let's come to the fourth point, which is audit the actual process. Don't just audit documents. Go to the shop floor, observe how the work is really being done, and many organizations discover that the written SOP and the actual practice have gradually diverged. Regular process audits help identify these deviations before they become expensive problems. Coming to the fifth point, which is review and update SOPs regularly. Manufacturing evolves continuously. Raw materials change, machines improve, customer expectations increase, technology advances, and due to all these, the SOPs should evolve too. An outdated SOP can sometimes be almost as risky as having no SOP at all. And finally, I want to leave you with one simple thought. SOPs are not created because management enjoys paperwork. They exist because someone has already made the mistakes, learned the lessons, and documented the best way forward. Every line in an SOP represents collective knowledge accumulated over years, sometimes decades. Ignoring an SOP often means repeating mistakes that have already been solved, and that is neither efficient nor economical. As I often say, discipline creates consistency. Consistency creates quality. Quality builds customer confidence. And customer confidence builds sustainable business success. Remember, a great factory is not the one where people occasionally do the right thing. A great factory is one where people do the right thing every single time. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Batteries Demystified. If you found this episode useful, please share it with your colleagues, supervisors, production teams, and quality professionals. Because SOP compliance is just not the responsibility of only the quality department. It is everyone's responsibility. And if we all follow the right process, every battery that leaves the factory has a better chance of delighting the customer. Thanks for tuning in, and let's continue demystifying batteries one episode at a time.
Please do visit www.rameshnatrajan.in. Keep yourself updated about our new releases by hitting the subscribe button.